Holly and I continue our investigation of McCall's farm with psychic Kelly Muse.
There are places and times where I don't like being alone, and I have to admit, this is one of them. And this was a completely stupid idea on my part. And yet, it's like my friend Peter. He jumps out of airplanes. For no good reason, he parachutes. I'd never do that. But sometimes I think you just have to try it out, confront your fears, and hope that the chute pops. So, I hope the chute pops. I can actually hear them upstairs. Well, I can't hear exactly what they're saying, but I know now they've begun the Holly and Kelly, the psychic spiritualist, doing their kind of trying to make contact thing. Now, assume for a minute that you can actually make contact. Kind of hoping they all sort of go say hello to them.
Looking back on it now, there's no question that I was genuinely spooked out by the basement. As it turned out, I had every right to be. But before I would get to that point, Holly and Kelly had begun their session upstairs.
So, first off, what we do, we're going to combine our energy, and we're going to close our eyes, okay? And I'm going to ask the universe to surround us both in loving light and protect us from all that is evil or all that is unhealthy or unclean. Now, in the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit, I ask any entity, any negative energy, anything that is here that does not belong here, or that thinks that they do belong here, but really they are not of the same matter that we are. I want you to make your presence known. I want you to show us that you are here.
Whatever you think of seances, at least it's a shared experience. As I continued to wait it out alone in the basement, the sense of isolation there really began to get to me.
I'm not comfortable. This is not a comfortable experience. I don't have any funny Paul Kimball wisecracks. This is uncomfortable. As a kid, I used to sleep with the door open to my room. Couldn't sleep with the door closed. I used to go out of my room, go across the hallway, and stand outside my brother's room in the hallway. I didn't like being alone. It makes you wonder, if you're a kid, do you see things? And then, you know, as you get older, you sort of become more in tune with this world and less in tune with whatever other worlds there might be. Or maybe it's just your imagination is more active as a kid. Or maybe it's both. I think maybe it's both. I feel like that kid right now. And I wish my brother's room was right over there. And I'd go stand out in front of it.
As Paul was hanging out in the basement, Kelly attempted psychic writing in order to make contact with the spirits. I'd never seen this done before. She went into this state of trance-like meditation and began making figure eights with her pen on the paper. And then she started to write words. A male spirit was apparently communicating through her as she wrote. She established that his name was Jerome, and then she attempted to find out why he was in the house. What we discovered next was shocking.
I feel something behind me.
How can we help you? Baby. Find baby. It says find baby.
Oh my God. Okay, what baby?
Basement. Basement.
Okay. Oh, I got goosebumps. You feel that?
Yeah, it's very warm in here. My hands are sweating.
Me too. I've got chills going right down my body here. Okay, we gotta find out about the baby.
Through Kelly's writings, we learned that the baby the spirit had been referring to was his child that had been born out of wedlock and buried in the basement of the home.
Maybe somebody should go in the basement. Okay.
Paul's down there, isn't he?
Yes. Okay. Okay.
Show Paul where the baby is.
Can you show Paul where the baby is? He's down there. He's there to help you. He's not there to hurt you.
Great. They're actually saying, can you show Paul where the baby is? Because I'm down here. Apparently, I can hear them through the floor. Something about a baby being buried down here.
Show Paul where the baby is. Can you do that?
I don't want to be shown at this moment where the baby is.
Can you tell us if you can go and show Paul?
Don't show me.
This is not what we thought it was. This has totally come from left field. It is not at all what we thought it was. This is somebody that was hurt in a really bad way in a time where she was hurt and it was hidden. It was hidden. And that's what they're mad at.
That was weird. Okay. Right. Well, that's just hunky frackin' dory.
I honestly expected to see one of the production crew standing outside telling me, okay, Paul, joke's on you, we got you, now let's move on to something else. It was only when I got outside that I realized that there was nobody there. Now, this was the first time in the entire evening that the door had swung open, and there was no movement, there was no wind, there was nothing. It just swung open. I have to admit, I was genuinely scared. So scared, in fact, that I was finished with the investigation in the basement.
We had no idea what had happened to Paul in the basement because he waited outside in the cold so as not to disrupt Kelly and I. The house was intense with energy that night, and everything seemed centered around the fact that a baby could be buried in the basement of the house. Our digital recording devices picked up the following anomaly in the house that evening.
And that's something kind of another. And that's something kind of another.
As we were trying to identify the location of the baby in the basement, the spirit communicated to us that we were mistaken. The baby wasn't buried in the basement of the current house, but where the home once stood. The whole house had been moved years ago because the family was trying to get away from the constant paranormal activity.
And that's something kind of another.
Do you want me to go in the old homestead area to help bless the baby? Yes. Okay, we've got to help her. We've got to do this so she can go. If we do this, will there be peace here? Yes.
Will the eyes go as well?
Yes.
Something else, something else.
Sleep. Oh, I'd love to sleep.
Need more paper.
Okay, so it would help. You would go?
Yes, finally.
Finally.
When Ghost Cases returns, Holly and I join Kelly Muse for a spiritual cleansing at the McCall farm.